Okay, we will be making carrot and rice pudding. Quick and super easy and simple. We have like 4 to 6 carrots, and I recommend buying the fresh carrots. They're more juicier. Half a cup of rice, some raisins for later on, like as a topping, and this is almonds, slivered almonds. They're wet because I took off the skin, and I can tell you the tip how to do that. And we need a pinch of cinnamon. This is green cardamom. You can get it from Indian store. It's like this. So what I did is just peel off the skin. Like you can peel off the skin, put it in this small mortar and just crushed it. Make it in a little powdered form. And we will be using condensed milk. And you can use whole milk. I'll be using almond milk. And you need a blender. Super easy. So what basically I'm doing is I'm gonna puree the carrots in the milk right in the blender. You can do the grating first and then put it, but because I want to make it super easy, that's what I'm gonna do. Just put the carrots in this, blend it together, and before that, what I'm gonna do is this rice, I'm gonna just wash off the water and I'm gonna put it in the boiling water, and we're gonna be basically de-starching the rice. And you know why? Because this way it will become low carb rice. And if you're watching your carbs, and also like if you don't want to take too much starch, this is the best way to do. So rice will be cooked already, and what we're gonna do is later on add these ingredients together and make the pudding. So let me show you how to boil the rice quickly first. Take a boiled water. Like you can boil it in the pot first, but this is much more fast and easy. This also works if you have some leftover rice, the plain rice without any salt or anything. You can even put those rice too. So now as soon as the rice is almost cooked but they're not too mushy, I'm gonna, as you can see, I literally took half a cup of rice, but the water level you can see is too much, because to cook normal rice you basically do 1 cup to 2 cups of water, but not in this case. This case we are basically just letting the rice boil like pasta. How you strain the pasta, it's the same technique basically. So what it will do is like take away all the starch from the rice, and you should have this kind of strainer ready, and we're gonna strain the rice in the sink. So I'm taking almost two cups. Yeah, almost 2 cups of milk. Drop just a pinch of cinnamon, not too much, because you don't want to this cinnamon flavor should not be strong, but the strong flavor should be cardamom. And the carrots goes right in there. And if you think the carrots are like too much, then you can add more liquid. And let's grind it. Okay, the rice is almost done. You see how it's cooked now? But we don't want to do it too mushy. And now we're gonna strain it. I'm adding cold water at the same time. That way, just like pasta, how you add the cold water and you let the process stop. You see how this is nice and thick already? Because one thing, the texture like this also depends on the kind of milk you are using. And because we are using almond milk, it's a bit more thicker than the other regular whole milk. You can use cashew milk, coconut milk, or regular milk if you're okay. And you know why we are using, because my daughter is like allergic kind of to whole milk. That's why we are using almond milk, and it gives nutty flavor to this pudding as well. But if your kids love just the whole milk, you can add that. So I'll be adding the rice straight in there. turn on the stove. Now it's just 10 minutes dish. 10 more minutes, because almost rice is cooked already. Now we are just cooking the puree of carrot milk into rice. And while we are doing this, what we will do is add some of cardamom powder, not all of it, because we're gonna leave some for later on to drizzle a little bit on top. Okay, now as you see, like, we're not adding any sugars, because the sugar is gonna come from the condensed milk, which is this. But once it starts boiling, then we're gonna add the condensed milk. And also, if you like the pudding to be more nuttier, you can add some almonds in there. But if your kids like it smooth, you can just leave the nuts in there and add it later on. Okay, and now this is according to taste also, but I'm adding almost 3/4 cup. And this gonna do the magic trick in the dish. It's gonna become like super creamy and thick. So once we add the condensed milk, now, if you are allergic to condensed milk also, because after all it's milk ingredient, you can switch to sugar. But then the pudding might not be that thick.
This is good. I can't wait to eat.
Yeah, it's good, but I'm just giving you another option, right? You're okay with condensed milk, right? We tried it before.
Yeah.
And this really adds delicious sweetness to any dessert. And now we're gonna be cooking it for another 5 minutes. So as I said, like, we will be cooking this for another 5-6 minutes, but make sure you keep stirring it in between and do not put any lid. And so our pudding is all ready, and now we will be
Almond.
yeah, you can use pistachios, any other nuts you want to. And you know how we take off the skin of these almonds, live with them. Basically, you just put them in water for like 2-3 hours if you have time. If not, then you can just put some almonds, some water, put them in microwave for 2 to 3 minutes, wait until it gets cold then, and it takes off all the skin from the almonds easily, right? And the raisins also, I soak them in cold water for like an hour because I don't want to use too much sugar. And this is the best way to get rid of extra sugar from the raisins.
Looks so yummy, Mama.
And notice how we didn't even use any ghee.
Yeah, so good.
And now last thing we'll be doing is just sprinkle the leftover cardamom.
I can't wait to eat it.